today is on how we raise our children. Yes, how we raise our children. And I will title this message as I will title is As You Lay Your Bed. As you lay your bed. So you will lie on it. Laying of beds is not the same all over the world, isn't it? In some countries, they sleep in bed, while in some countries, they sleep on bed. Why, do you ask me? Because in countries where they sleep in bed, after laying the sheets, they also lay the duvet. And when they want to come in, they slide into it. The duvet is also part of the bedsheet. After the bedsheet comes the duvet, and they slid into it. Therefore, you have sleeping in bed. But in our side of the globe, we sleep on bed, except just a few of us that have AC at home that we have a duvet, or those of us that have been over there and is used to sleeping in bed. Most of us, when we sleep on our bed, we just take a sheet to cover our body, or some of us we call a cover cloth. Now, raising of children is also like that too. It's not the same over the world. It's not the same. The problem we are having right now is that we imported another culture into our educational system. The culture we imported into our educational system and our lives is adversely affecting our lives. Over there, in some other culture, let me use that, they don't believe in chastising children. They don't believe in moderating a child's life. They don't believe in dictating what is right and what is wrong. They allow the child to live a free life. In some culture, they said they want to develop his individuality. They want him to be able to think for himself early in life and take his decisions and make his mistakes. But here, in our own part of the globe, we have our norms, our rules, our ways of doing things. When a child is still a baby, the mother teaches the child not to bedwet. The mother teaches the child how to show signs, to give signs when he wants to urinate. Right from when they start backing that child in a few months old, the child is taught how to shake the leg or show that he's uncomfortable whenever he wants to urinate, so that he doesn't urinate on the back of the mother. He doesn't urinate on her clothes at all. When the baby does this, urinate, the mother take a palm and beat the baby lightly. Anytime she does that, the baby knows that it's not supposed to wee on her body. A slight slap on the baby, a few months old baby's body, so that as time goes on, the child understands that language, that if I want to urinate, I must show some signs so that my mom will remove me from the back. And early in the morning, they also babysit, that they put the child on the potty and make some sand. until that child urinate or even pass excreta. Is not removed from the potty. Sometimes the mother will put the potty on her laps under the baby's bottom, and she will, be patient. She will make some sounds to encourage the baby to ease himself. Or she does it a long time, so that with time the baby associates that sound with urinating or excreting. She starts teaching that child not to poo-poo, let me use that infant language, and just anyhow. What happened after the introduction of Pampers into our society? Yes, then they were using napkins. They were using clothes as nappy. They do this when they want to go out. They do this when they want to sleep at night. Then also, there are times during the midday when they let the child's baby's bottom be free and just put ordinary pants. Then they may be careful and be putting her on potty or him on potty. I'm using the male gender as an example now. They put him on potty, intermittently. Maybe after 30 minutes, they put him on potty and say, "Shh," just in order to let him know he doesn't have to urinate on people's body. Before you know it, in the African culture, before a child is a year old, he can sleep comfortably, and he will only bedwet if they don't follow up with his signs. He gives signs. Sometimes he cries. Sometimes he uses his legs to talk by, entangling them together. And if he later bedwets or poo-poo, the mother will say, and the child was telling me, was giving me signs I didn't notice. So if a stranger comes in and that doesn't know the signs of that child, the stranger too will also confirm the fact that before he urinated, though, he was trying to get down from my back. He was even using his leg to push me on the bottom. I didn't know he wanted to urinate or poo-poo. This is our culture. Then the child again, before a year old, like I said, does not need Pampers. Unlike over there, when they don't have this time where they use Pampers, and a year-old child, 2 years old child, still poo-pooing in Pampers, we stand up there and poop. You see, many things start going wrong just from the onset. That is just one out of many. 2, what do you teach your child to say? What are the type of language, the type of words, the type of sentences, the type of songs that you use as lullaby for this child? Is it just any music? Is it soul music or spiritual music? Is it just any sound that doesn't have meaning? This one too is a kind of development. There are some people that they are so much used to soul music, which we call spiritual songs here, that even their child, when he listens to that music, we keep quiet, we keep calm, and he will sleep. because that type of music is not talking to him, but talking to his inner self. And anytime he listens and hears that voice, that song, his inner mind is at peace. Even if there are certain things in the environment that is disturbing his peace of mind, that is making him restless. That song, his soul, his inner self will identify, and sometimes we even yearn for that music to come in when he's restless. This is part of education, and you see why many parents will complain their child is very restless during the night, and despite everything they offered him or her, she didn't or didn't keep quiet, or he kept on crying. Why some will say, when my child is restless, I just picked him up, place it by my shoulder, start my soul music, and he will sleep off. And if he wants to eat, he didn't eat before. By the time I sing that song, my soul song, spiritual song, he will take the food, eat, and sleep. All this is part of education. This is just part one. I want you to make your own contribution. It could be voice